The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions, and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
I'm a big fish in a small pond. Got my days free and my nights long. I create my own reality. Who I am is fine with me. As famous as I wanna be. Who I am is fine with me. It's who I am. It's who I am.
Hi everybody, it's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How you doing? So tonight I am so happy, I should use the word grateful, because it's my Thanksgiving special. And you know I am a huge fan of Thanksgiving. Now, I am of the school of when everybody is racing towards Christmas, going crazy. Nothing against Christmas. I'm all about Christmas or the holidays or whatever you want to call it. I personally celebrate Christmas, but I'll celebrate anything that food is involved. But Thanksgiving is my very favorite holiday. It was my mother's very favorite holiday. And so my Thanksgiving special, as you see my background here, I have a blown up turkey there. I have my, look at this. I just want to show you this plate because I'm very proud of it. I whipped this up today. Just whipped it the hell up. All right, so we have look at that, turkey with homemade gravy. I made this as my very special stuffing here, and the stuffing has apples, onions, cranberries, leeks. When's the last time you had a leek? Well, you know what I'm saying. But anyway, and then there's cranberry sauce and some vegetables there. I threw some vegetables on the side. So that's my plate. I got my little apples. You know, I'm being from Massachusetts. We eat a lot of apples. My pumpkin pie. You hear that beautiful music in the background? It sounds like so Thanksgiving-y, doesn't it? That is my friend and one of the guests on my show tonight, Eric Eves Garcia, known to others and me as Frenchie. So I'm gonna pan this so you can see Frenchie. There he is, as he is often seen doing in some corner, some hovel, some hellhole sometimes, just tinkling the ivories. Frenchie, just adding that melancholy mood that you see in so many movies. Eric Eves Garcia. Eric, would you join us, please?
Absolutely.
Isn't he wonderful? Give him a big hand, everybody. Eric Eves Garcia. Frenchie. Join me, Frenchie. All right, so
It's a pleasure to be here. I have watched the show sometimes on break while I'm at work, or
on your phone in the bathroom or something like that.
In the bathroom sounds like I'm doing something wrong.
No,
but I'm.
You got to sneak away.
No,
I mean, you can't
no,
do
like
that
on
at the
break.
piano.
No. Well, like with a cup of coffee at the bars.
I love that. Of course, with a cup of coffee, or you always have some beverage.
I do have.
You always-
And
you often photograph beverages.
Yeah, well, and food.
And food, like me.
Yeah,
I love that.
And very much so. Yeah, well, this is just a.
Oh, that is. I asked you what that was, and you said, "Let's say hello." Allie just joined. She said hot pianist. I think she's flirting with you.
She's partial.
Yeah, she is partial. Carla Ercole, my friend, she's checked in. Stephen Daniello, your turkey dinner plate looks great. You know what's funny, Stephen? I was thinking of you. Stephen is a famous chef. When I plated it, I made a little, the cranberry sauce ran a little bit. You would have been proud of me. I did what good chefs do, and I cleaned it up very nicely, and I thought of you, Stephen. Thank you. Corey Crane, my friend, has joined. My friend Michael, who's in Ireland, he has a B&B out in Ireland. Hi, Michael.
Really?
Chris
Where?
DePiero. Michael, type in where your B&B is, and we will tell people about it. Corey Crane has joined. Leo Rodriguez. Sarah Whitlow. Sarah, you would love Sarah. Sarah is from Alabama. She's really funny. She just ran the marathon. Deb Eisman. Jill Anderson, my friend from Morristown, has joined. Tim Devlin and Dawn Leslie Stewart. Okay, so that's who we have joining in, and we have a bunch of hearts, or as they say in Massachusetts, a bunch of hearts coming down below. There's some hearts there. Anyway, so we're so happy you're here. Dominic Pupa. Hi, Dominic Pupa. Jeffrey Campbell. We love Jeffrey.
Hi, Jeffrey. How are you?
Everybody loves Frenchie. So, first of all, I have to tell the story of how why I named you Frenchie.
Right.
So his name is Eric Eves Garcia.
Mm-hmm.
Not to be confused with just Eric Garcia. I'm sure there's another one besides.
Well, that's an Equity thing. When I joined Equity,
Oh, really?
they already had an Eric Garcia. Yeah.
Is that true?
So they told me I either had to add a middle name.
Well, I like that you added Eves, which is your dad's name as well.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Eves later on. Eves, that's a whole...
We always comes back. It's all about Eves.
Everything, all roads lead to Eves.
They do.
All roads lead back to Eric's dad, Eves, who I love. You know, I have a little crush on Eves. At your sister's wedding, though, he almost killed me. We were dancing, and he almost threw me across the room. I don't know what that move was. What the hell was he drinking? I was like, Eves, Jesus Christ. And he's a little guy, and I'm not a little person.
He's strong.
He's really strong.
Yeah, he is strong.
And he was swinging me around, and 1, 2, then bang! I almost went flying across the room. Holy mackerel! But I did regain my my footing. Yeah.
Oh, he was just on at my sister's wedding. He was just beside himself. So
he
happy.
really was.
So he
happy.
just
That was a beautiful wedding out in Point Pleasant. Very beautiful. You were tinkering with the piano there as well. You played some.
Yeah. That I married them. They asked me to
You officiated that wedding. That was beautiful.
And I had to check. You have to be very careful when you do that. That the state in which you do it deems it legal, or else your marriage is not.
Oh, really? Can you imagine being married by Eric Eves Garcia and then finding out years later that you really weren't? But you cross your T's and dot your I's.
Sue me for damage.
Can you imagine in the state of Chris Christie realizing years later?
He was there in the chair, sitting to the side.
He was in that chair, in that beach chair, even at that wedding. Before it even happened, he was there. By the way, they named some road. Did you know? Jill Anderson would know this because she is a legal person, and she worked for Chris Christie back in the day. They named some road in Morris Plains Chris Christie Way today. Did you know that, Jill?
I didn't know that.
I don't know. I have no idea why, but Jason Peck has joined us. Charles Caselli has joined us. Anthony Fett has joined us. Joyful has joined us.
Hey, Anthony. Ale says, who hasn't got a crush on Eve? Well done.
Oh, my God. You know what? Ali, actually, you're right. Everybody has. I'm so sick of hearing people ask me left and right. I mean, mostly boys. You're straight, but mostly boys are always asking me if you're available. I'm over it. I said, you know what? You ask him. I'm over it. But he is not single now. He is in a relationship, so take a back seat. So anyway, we were talking. We both are big fans of Thanksgiving, and I said, you know what? I put a gigantic sign on my door, as my neighbor tonight, Dana, noticed. It's the whole length and width of the door that says Happy Thanksgiving. Because I am really, I love Christmas, and I love Christmas music, God knows, but please, can we enjoy Thanksgiving first? Are you?
No,
What do you think?
I totally agree. I mean, there's we were just talking about this. It's not just the fact that you go into a Dwayne Reed in like early November and you already have Christmas.
Right.
It's that you don't have much autumn anymore. Doesn't feel like autumn much.
Yep, we were talking about that. Did you notice I'm wearing a flannel shirt tonight? And we didn't even call each other.
No.
We have been really good friends for at least 10 years now.
Yeah, I know.
We are very much in sync. We're like two little old ladies on the porch, actually. We're very much in sync. And I wore my green and navy plaid shirt tonight because it's a flannel shirt. Please, no jokes. I wore my flannel fall shirt. And you happen to wear a very tasteful
Thank you.
green, that's a pullover, I would say.
Yeah.
With a nice little white collar. You see, Frenchie and I are matching.
We did not coordinate at all.
No, we didn't have to because it's
I kind of wish I do have a plaid shirt though. I kind of wish I would.
Yeah, but you know what? I kind of like that you didn't, and you're just going with the green accent.
Well,
I like that.
I'm backing you up.
Accent, the green accent. So Frenchie, this is how I nicknamed him Frenchie. So I was working in this kind of an upscale wine bar many years ago, and Eric would come in, and he was working at the time at a place called Chez Josephine. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Chez Josephine, and which is a French restaurant, also.
Well, first at Firebird. Remember that place?
Oh my God, that's right.
Yeah, Firebird briefly, and then Josephine. Yeah.
And you would come in, and you were playing, and you were the pianist there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and I was a waitress, and I would go to the bartender station and order my drinks, right? And so Eric would be talking to our friend Ron, who I'm crazy about. Ron Ward has to come on the show.
Oh,
can you imagine the three of us?
That's a show.
Forget about it.
That's a show.
That is a show. So they would be talking, and Eric would be doing all these impressions, these French impressions, because he worked in a French restaurant. So it would be like, blah, 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 blah. I wouldn't, he would
Of Jean-Claude.
Of Jean-Claude, right. So you would be doing a quick impression. Just maybe talk about the radio station.
Well, I could quote something he used to say about, if like a waiter did something wrong.
Okay, please do. Yeah.
He would, what are you doing, you idiot? You ridiculous. Go back to Russia to starve with the others where you belong. I send you back. And they would quake and shake, and then people
he was a little guy, but the Russian waiters were afraid that he would send them back.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
He was a maniac, and the people would laugh. I guess they thought he was kidding. But
right. So he would tell Ron I know. Oh, my God. So he would. One time I went in there and he said to me, "Enchanté," which I thought was just lovely.
Well,
enchanted, right?
He wasn't going to threaten to deport you.
No, I don't think I can be deported.
You could have taken him.
Since I was born here, but he could try. He could try and deport me. But anyway, so he was doing these impressions, trying to make Ron laugh, and Ron would be like howling. But Ron was the bartender, so I was trying to get his attention, and finally, I was like, Ron, and Eric was going on, and so I didn't know his name, so I was like, hey, Frenchie, can I have my bartender back? So someone's calling in. You know who it is?
Who?
It's Gregory Patterson.
I've heard of him.
Oh my God, Gregory, can you hear us?
Hi, you guys.
Hey!
Oh my God. Okay, so, oh my God, this is really exciting. So let me tell you what's happening here. Originally, I had Gregory Patterson, who is our very good friend, and he's both our friends, and we love him to death. He is a hairdresser, and he travels extensively. He was the correct me if I'm wrong, Gregory, you were the stylist on Project Runway for season 14 and 15, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
The last 2 seasons.
Yeah. The last 2 seasons.
That's huge.
Yes, it is huge, but Gregory is one of these wonderful, humble, great guys that just, you don't even know he's famous. He's just a nice person.
Right.
But he's our friend, so it's true, Gregory.
Well, I love both of you, and my heart is breaking that I'm not sitting right next to you, specifically closer to Eric.
I know. I told him that. See, I wasn't lying. Now, let me just tell you. I'm going to just tell you.
I miss you too.
I'm going to set it up, and then, Gregory, you're going to tell us what happened. Now, so Gregory, I like to have 2 creative people on per show, and originally we were both at, all 3 of us were at the bar, and we decided this would be a great day, and I was like, it's Thanksgiving week, no problem, we went with that. And Gregory, well, you were in Canada, right, Gregory?
Yeah, I was coming back from, I have shows on the shopping channel, yeah.
Shows on the shopping, what do you show on the shopping channel if people want to watch?
So I represent, it's like QVC and HSN, but it's up in Canada. So I go out there and I hot blow dryers and curling irons and flat irons and all that good stuff.
And what's the name of the product? Can you say it?
Yes, FHI brand, FHI Heat.
Okay, FHI Heat. So Gregory does the shopping network up in Canada for that. And so you were up there, and these are some of the things that you do. You have to do your job, right? So then this morning you Facebooked me, and what had happened?
Well, so I had to go to Tampa yesterday for meetings for my HSN shows that are coming up next week.
Okay.
And I had to stop in Charlotte, and I was like, oh my God, with all the holiday travel, I'm like, happy holidays! Like, today is crazy at the airport.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
It wasn't working. I was late for my flight. Long story short, I was sitting in the airport, and I was supposed to be back tonight to be on your show and fly to Myrtle Beach anyway tomorrow. So I'm like, I'm staying. This is it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, I want to thank you for making the effort anyway, and we're definitely going to have you on another show. But stay on. Don't go anywhere, because I do want people to see how beautiful you are. He's very easy on the eyes as well, and in a different way than you, Frenchie. In a different way than you. You will put you in different categories. You're kind of like I would put you in a butterscotch candy category. A delicious butterscotch swirl.
I'm right? More like a pork rind.
Oh, I like that. A butterscotch swirl pork rinds. Now,
there you go.
There's a big market for that.
Of course. And if there isn't, we just created one. Gregory, you're from Texas, right?
So most of my family, my dad's side, they're all from Texas, but we grew up in like northern Arizona. Well, hillbillies and ranchers.
That's where your mom's from. You know, Gregory has the hottest mom on the planet Earth.
I've never met her mom.
Oh my God.
My mom loves you. She loves you.
I love your mother. Your mother is totally hot. So anyway,
My mother's in Arizona now too.
Your mother's in Arizona now.
Yeah, Gregor and I were talking about this when we were at the bar, the three of us, and she had just moved. She's just moved to northern Arizona. Both our moms are there.
So both your moms are there. So shout out to Eric's mom and Gregory's mom in Arizona. Both lovely, lovely human beings. So Gregory, you were doing that and you couldn't get back. Now, what I want to talk about is that this is a typical thing that would happen on Thanksgiving. Is that it's the busiest travel. I think it's even busier than Christmas, right? Thanksgiving is the busiest travel time of the year. And so you happen to be one of those people that got caught up in that. That's why I'm so happy that you actually called in and were able to do it.
I was freaking out this morning. It's like, oh my gosh, you were cooking. And any time that I get to hang out with you or Eric, I'm like, I'm on it. I'm on it.
Oh my, you're so
sweet. It was funny, Maria, because I was watching this show on my phone before I just called in.
Yeah.
And my favorite holiday is also Thanksgiving, because I think one thread that you and Eric and I all have in common is that common thread of like gratitude and being thankful for just so much every single day. And I'm with you on that. I've adopted this holiday as my favorite holiday as well.
Absolutely. And you know what? That's why I love your Facebook posts, because you're always positive.
That's very true.
Right? Isn't it so positive?
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm having a really bad day and I look at Gregory's Facebook page and I'm like, you know what? Get over yourself, Maria. Snap the hell out of it. Gregory Patterson is jumping through the air in his cowboy boots.
Or what I've noticed,
being grateful, you jump through the air.
What I've noticed too with his posts is that every now and then, and I spend too much time on Facebook because of this, but every now and then I'll notice that he'll touch on something that may be Gregory. I don't know why I'm talking about him like he's not here.
Well, he is here.
Gregory,
I'm there. I'm here.
You are here. You're like he's Charlie on Charlie's Angels.
Yes, he is like Charlie on Charlie's Angels.
So
I like that.
But you'll touch on something that is vexing or frustrates you or
Frenchie uses big words like vexing. Frenchie is a wordsmith. What do you say, Gregory?
I'm thesaurussing right now his words.
Well, just
you know what though? Like Eric talked about a writer. Eric writing and use of words and vocabulary. You write the most beautiful. I remember you wrote something, Eric, once when you were on a train, maybe you were in France or maybe you were like in DC. But I remember you were writing kind of some daily journal entries, and your writing is some of the most beautifully crafted writing. You're impressive. You're brilliant. You're smart.
I agree.
And you're easy on the eyes.
Thank you. He's easy on the eyes, and he's a wonderful writer. I don't know which one. Should we prioritize? Which one's more important? I don't know. I guess
which one pays better?
That's what I was going to say.
The mind will always supersede the physical appearance.
Well, no. Thank you for that, Gregory. I really like sharing things. You know what's funny too is and maybe this touches into what you were talking about with some of the show business thing of being traveling on the road, of being, things change. It's always kind of fluid, your plans. And I do share things like that about my life. And it gives me so much pleasure when people really, really seem to enjoy it. And I never had this experience before. Somebody came to me after a show that I did this summer in the Berkshires, and she came up to me and she goes, "I liked your show." And I said, "Thank you very much." And she said, I follow you on Instagram, and I think my favorite posts are about your niece. I love your niece.
Have you ever seen his niece? She's delicious. You want to eat her.
But it just people
notice that stuff.
They read about your your stuff, and they that's very heartening. It's just a good
people
feeling.
Like me and you, Frenchie, we can talk for days. You know that. And sometimes we write the way we talk. and people have told me to, hit the highlights, so to speak. Has anybody ever told you get to the point?
What do you mean? Have they? I mean, hourly.
Yes, that happens to me too. Mostly Judy.
But the good thing is then you're spoiled for material because you can always cut.
Yeah, that's true.
You can always cut.
That's true. Gregory, where are you spending Thanksgiving, honey bunny?
So I am going to, since I'm here, go to my uncle's in Myrtle Beach.
Oh, okay.
That's
great.
nice.
It's
South Carolina.
a lot of people or small gathering?
Small, Maria. You know me, I like to keep it small.
Okay, I believe you.
Do you do any of the cooking, Gregory? I don't know if you like to cook.
I love to cook. I absolutely love to cook, but I'm all about the preparation and the whole mise en place. So if I don't have absolutely, it's like when I approach my work. If I don't have absolutely all of my ingredients prepped, I don't half-ass anything. You know what I mean? Like,
I believe that.
Right.
It's always say yes or I'm saying no.
I bet you put together a beautiful table.
What's that?
I said I bet you put together a beautiful table.
I love the tablescape. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, you're in your business is a visual business. I mean, it's a beauty business.
Yeah, and before I was in visual merchandising anyway. It's just the gay gene, which is really good at tablescape.
Well, not all gays have that gene, Gregory. Now, they just don't. Now, let me ask you something. You said you were in merchandising before you were a hairdresser?
Yeah.
I didn't know that about you.
Yeah.
Now, when did you decide to be a hairdresser?
When my store manager basically fired me and said that you need to be a hairdresser.
Get the hell out and don't come back until you're a hairdresser. What?
He's like, we come out all the time. Every time you eat lunch, you're sitting outside of these hair salons. You're always commenting on people's hair colors and mine, the shape, it's short, it's too long. Why don't you just go to hair school and you could figure it out for them? And I was like, challenge accepted.
Boy, she read you the riot act there.
One of my greatest mentors in this life.
Wow, do you want to say her name?
Tierna McAndrew and Tasha Miller.
Okay, well, thank you, ladies, for kicking his ass a little bit, so to speak.
Can I ask you a question? Was this something that you had always dreamt of doing, but you were kind of hesitant to make the jump? Like, was this kind of them nudging you out of the nest, or?
You know what's funny? Is I didn't even think that I could. I never dreamed of doing hair. It wasn't even a thought in my mind. And I didn't even know that I was capable until the first day of hair school.
Wow.
Yep. And then once I felt the scissors literally crunch through the hair, it was a soul shift. I was like, okay, I'm gonna master this craft.
Wow.
Yep.
Isn't that something? I guess you never know. Something is it's you don't even know it's a calling until you do it sometimes. Yeah,
it's opportunity. It's saying yes to those opportunities. You know what I mean? It's
absolutely.
You made so much for one job, and you perform your best, and you do your job. But then within that experience, so many other magical moments happen.
That's really true.
And you're aware, and you're in tune, and you're checked into where you are. Those moments won't pass you by. You'll capture all those magic moments, and they shift your life. They shift your direction.
It's really.
That's great advice, Gregory. It really is.
That was my experience. At least twice doing what I do. I always kind of felt like I was kind of aimless in the sense that I started doing something I thought that was going to be just to make money.
Yeah.
And then it kind of found me. I didn't have a master plan. I would love to say I did.
You know what?
I'm
the opposite. I never have a master plan. The thing with me is I'm very much about okay, what do you got for me, universe? I have to be, I've always been that, the way you said you have to prep, I'm very much the opposite in the sense, okay, certain things I have to be ready for, and because otherwise you fall on your face.
Sure.
But like for instance, cooking, I always wing it. I'm the kind of person that creates as I go. And I like, yes, even today, I made this stuffing today and I was like, sometimes there was this stuffing I used to make that I really liked and I would follow it, but I don't like following recipes. I like to just kind of wing it. So today I said, what do I want to put in this? I don't know, I like leeks, I like apples, I like onions, I like I'm going to and I just literally created it as I went. I'll do that. I'm one of those people when it comes to things like that. But
Isn't that so interesting, Maria? Because here we are, three different types of creatives, right?
Right.
We're all creatives. We're all in the arts, and let's take your cooking and your musical talents and gifts, and even your life people gifts. Like, you're one of the most beautiful human beings I've ever met, and that is a gift.
Thank you.
Eric and his writing and his artistry of music, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We all approach things and the preparation to the art or to the craft completely different. Like, I would follow the recipe as a foundational base,
Right.
but then I have to break out of that foundation.
Right.
Because to me, that's somebody else's work.
Yes.
And somebody else's, like, preparation, and somebody else's,
Exactly.
passing it down through generations. That got written on the table. But then it's up to me as an artist or a creator to step out of that foundation and alter it to where it satisfies my soul.
It becomes yours. You're right. And you know what's
Yeah.
funny? Like, even like this week, I was so crazy busy that I didn't have a lot of time. And I thought, someone said to me, well, why do you have to cook for the show? Why don't you just buy something? And I said, I can't. What? Are you crazy? It's Thanksgiving. What? I would never do that. Like, that would go against everything that I believe. Like, I can't. Like, I enjoy cooking. There are sometimes, like when I did an on location thing, and I couldn't cook there, so we bought Greek food and brought it in. But if I'm home and I can create, I don't care if I only had 3 hours sleep last night. I'm not going to phone something in. It doesn't. I'm the same way. I have to make it my own. You know, my mother was like that. My mother made everything original. It was amazing.
Well, and what do they say about the kitchen? It is the heart of the home, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
it is the heart of the home, and you have one of the biggest hearts I've ever known of anybody to have, and you know that's just an extension of Maria Gentile.
Oh, you are so sweet, Gregory. Well, listen, we have to make a plan. I know you have a crazy schedule, but we'll look at our books and make a plan when you're in town, because I want to have you back on the show, like, you know, full body here, not just a voice. Because I want people to get to know you and see you and all that stuff. So let's look at our books and let's get that done, okay?
Love you. I'm gonna shop for something sparkly right now.
Oh my God, please! And you might have to wear your I love when you wear your cowboy boots or hat. That is.
I'll find something sequined with my cowboy hat.
Oh my God, that would be crazy. All right, so listen, we love you.
It's going to be a tough act to follow.
It is going to be a tough. Don't even try to.
No, I won't.
Frenchie. All right, we love you, honey. Thanks for calling in, and have a nice Thanksgiving, and say hi to your hot mom.
For sure. I love you guys, and I'm giving you the biggest hug when I see you next.
We love you too. Have a wonderful holiday, Gregory. Great to talk to you.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Bye.
All right. So that was the beautiful Gregory Patterson.
He's
Oh my God, he's a wonderful guy. Yes, he is. And so he, you know, it's funny. Like, sometimes people will say, I don't know. You know, there's famous people in the world, and then there's famous people in the world that don't act like famous people. And he's one of those people that could very much easily walk around strutting his stuff and acting, you know, superior, and he never does. He's very humble, and yet he's confident. Wouldn't you say? He's a confident person, but he's not a condescending person.
He's always struck me as somebody very much at ease in their own skin, and he doesn't need to make somebody else feel small in order to feel big.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's take a second, and Chris Colaccio has joined us. Hi, Chris. We used to play softball together. He's in the Broadway show league. Great guy. Joe Savino. Oh, my God. He is so handsome. Joe Savino from Massachusetts. Very handsome guy. Kim Lee Hicks joined us. Hi, Kim Lee Hicks. So we want to thank you guys. Thanks for coming back week after week. I want to take a second and let you know some good news. So what's the story with Maria? And thank you, Joe Savino. It got picked up by iHeartRadio. So iHeartRadio is great and wonderful. And so now you can go, if you don't already have your iHeartRadio app, you can get it on your computer or your phone. And you can go and find What's the Story with Maria now. You just type it in and it comes up. So that's great, and we really appreciate that. Arena has joined us. She's my friend. She's a makeup artist. Chris DePiero, we love him. He said Allie's hot. He's flirting with your girlfriend. That is Chris.
He's right.
She is hot, but she's a doctor, you know, Chris. She's an Italian doctor. And no, you do not need anything. He's going to be going there and asking her for things. Anyway, Chris DePiero, my God. So listen, tell me the kind of things that you like to cook on Thanksgiving.
Well, this is.
Because you love to cook too.
Yeah.
You and I are big cooks. We love that.
Yep. This is a big Thanksgiving for me because my mom, things evolve. She just retired. She moved because my niece, my sister, my brother-in-law, and so this is the first Thanksgiving I've got where I'm principally responsible for the meal.
Right. So you are? You're doing all of it?
Ollie's helping me.
Okay,
but it's going to be me and Ale and Eve.
Wow.
At the house.
Now, he likes Ale though, right?
Oh, he adores
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So Ale, you have probably experienced the flirting of Eve's. He is, right? He's very flirty. My dad's like that too, though. I don't know if that's a European thing. My dad's super flirty with all my friends.
It's the blood of Mediterraneans runs hot.
Yes, apparently it does. You open some windows because.
But no, I'm excited. It's just going to be three of us.
What are you making?
Well, I was just there today. I was there last night and today.
You already started cooking?
Yeah, I did. I did a little prep.
So that's how you do it.
So
that's how you really do
we got a really nice farm raised, never frozen turkey.
This turkey has never been frozen.
No. It's hard to find one. It's about 9 pounds, not too big. I'm brining it. I've never brined before.
Oh my God!
So it's brown sugar.
I don't brined either. I have brining ingredients, but I've never brined.
It's my first. I'm trying it.
Oh, you gotta let me know.
So it's brown sugar, kosher salt,
brown sugar,
allspice berries, whole peppercorns, bay leaf.
This is serious.
Yeah, and it's in the fridge. It's cooling as we speak.
It's never been frozen though.
No,
but it's in the fridge, so it's cold.
So when I get back from work tomorrow night at about 2:00 in the morning,
and what will you be doing for work tomorrow night?
Oh, I'm at Josephine.
Josephine is you got to go if you're in New York. It's on 42nd Street between 1 and 1.
9th and 10th.
9th and 10th. It's my favorite French restaurant, and the food is amazing. And then Eric Yves Garcia is at the piano in the back of the room, and it's playing beautifully. And
I normally would be there tonight.
And you took off to do this?
I took off to do your show.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, look at Rizzo. Rizzo has joined us. Let's pick her up. So Rizzo is wearing her fall Thanksgiving outfit. She is wearing her Patriots jersey, as you see. It's there's Rizzo. Now every once in a while, well, she loves Eric, but she will join us on the show. And last week she talked. She likes to talk as well. So Richard Kowick has joined us. Richard, we got to have coffee and talk about you coming on the show. I know I've said that, but I mean it. Bradley White Dale has joined us, amazing singer.
Oh, he's an incredible singer.
Yeah. Are you kidding me? I think he's still in London, but if you're going to be in town, Bradley, let me know and we'll have you on the show. So, okay, so my mother was, I have to show you this, because, I love my mom, and my mom is in heaven, and actually, my mom's favorite holiday was Thanksgiving. That's another reason why I'm keeping Thanksgiving alive and not jumping to Christmas. This is my mother. I'm going to show you this. She made an outfit for herself as a pilgrim, and then made matching outfits for my cousin Jessica Cunali, who is now in her 20s, and my niece Leah, also in her 20s. She made matching pilgrim outfits for them. That's how much she loved Thanksgiving. She used to cook for like 22 people. It was the biggest holiday in my house. And ironically, and actually quite beautifully, my mom passed away on Thanksgiving of 2009. So I feel like sometimes people choose the day that they will go. She was sick for the last few years, and I feel like she chose that day. So she was also a very grateful person, and sometimes things just work out like that. And I have to say this, Eric. Mm-hmm. I cooked that day, and I had a lot of people over, like 10 people over, and I got this phone call, that dreaded phone call. And I didn't know what to do. I had guests, so I excused myself, and I went outside, and I brought my phone outside, and the first phone call that I made was you.
Oh.
Yep, and I had to tell somebody, how do you say that? You have to say it out loud, and that was the phone call that I made, and this was my friend that I made it to, so that we will always be bonded for that. He's my buddy. We could talk for hours. Oh my God, we used to talk for days.
I remember. Yeah.
Right?
Oh my God. Like into almost till dawn at first.
Yeah, we used to talk at the restaurant that I worked at. That he would come in. We would talk and talk and talk. Then I would say, "Wait for me," and we'll go out afterwards. And we would go into the diner.
We go to the Galaxy Diner.
The Galaxy Diner on 9th Avenue, and we would get whatever the hell. Usually, I would get a lot of food. You would get like a salad, and I would get like pancakes, a cheeseburger.
Usually, like a Greek salad with chicken or something. Yeah, it's chicken.
Okay, throw in some protein. But you always ate healthy. I did not. But we would talk for hours.
Oh my God, yeah.
And then we would both go home. And then I would call you or you would call me and we would keep talking. It was crazy. We just talked and talked and talked.
Well, do you want to tell the story of the way we kind of became friends?
Do you want to tell it? You
tell it. It's funny.
All right. So he was...
We don't have to.
No, I love this story. So he was sitting at the bar talking to Ron Ward again. And he was pontificating, as Frenchie often does. He pontificates. And he was talking about some girl that he had some date with, and It didn't work out, and and he was going about it. He was just going around in circles about this girl, and I said, for the love of God, Frenchie, this girl does not want to talk with you. Just throw her against the wall and kiss her. That's what she wants. She doesn't want you to just pontificate. They had been on like several dates, and he felt like there was no chemistry because he was just talking her to death. So I said, Jesus, kiss her, for Christ's sake. And the girl next to me, who was sitting there, who was this really hot girl, remember? She
was beautiful.
She said, wow, will you be my boyfriend? So she actually was
to you, not to me.
Yeah, to me, because I said, after 3 dates, he was wondering why this girl wasn't, making a pass at him. I was like, because you're supposed to.
Right.
Not that it's not okay for a girl to make a pass at a guy. By all means, go for it. But anyway, so that's how we became friends, and I called him Frenchie. And then, instead of getting mad at me, you walked over, and you introduced yourself and told me your real name.
Right.
And then we actually, I don't know, it was like we hit it off after that.
We did.
And I was your Cyrano on several dates.
That's right.
Sometimes you would text me.
I would text you in a pinch, and I would say, oh, where should I take this girl, or is there a good sushi place within a 2-block radius of this place? And you always had the answer.
I always have the answer. Listen, I try to just have the answer.
Still do.
I still do, because I'm just dying.
I still ask you.
I'm always dying for someone to ask me. Anyway,
yeah.
Ask me. I always say to Judy, ask me anything. Because I'm prepared. And if I don't know the answer, I will find the answer. Is there anybody checking in that you want to say hi to?
Well, let's look.
Let's see. Let's look. Rizzo wearing her jersey. Penny James. Hi, guys. I want to be on the show with Gregory.
Hey, Richard. Hey. Richard Skipper is there. How you doing, Richard? Good to see you.
That's a good idea, Penny.
Bill Goffey joined.
Bill Goffey. He's an amazing cook. Maria Filiomeni. My God, I love her. She is out in Morristown. Hi, my beautiful friend. Happy Thanksgiving to you. I'm blessed to have you as a friend. And I feel the same way about you. She has the nicest family. And I think we're from the same part of Italy. Is your family from Avellino, Maria? I believe they are. They look like we could all be related. Caesar Ricci has joined us.
Caesar. I haven't seen him since this summer.
Oh, my God. Amazing designer, clothing designer. He makes the most beautiful stuff. Caesar, we have to have you on. Let's work something out. His designs are stunning. So
he has the best Halloween costumes of all time.
And he often makes them for Bill as well. Bill and Maurice. He makes costumes for everybody. And they're not just like regular costumes. They're stunning.
Donald is... hello, Donald.
Hi, Donald Wisman. How are you? All right, so let me see how much... I would like to check our time. Oh, my God. Time is flying.
This time is flown. Oh, my God.
Now, my friend Eddie Kutu is going to try to call in. Let me see if I can get a hold of him. He is my friend from high school. He lives in... Eddie lives in Old Westfield, Connecticut, and he is a hairdresser. It's like I'm surrounded by hairdressers. Beauty, beauty, beauty.
That's your father did that.
My dad's a hairdresser. My sister, 8 of my cousins. Are you kidding? My friend Penny James, Gregory, beauty all around. Now, I did not have that comb. I was not worked in the hair salons for my dad, but it wasn't my passion. But Oh my God, I think that's Eddie. Yes, it is. Eddie, is that you?
This is me, Maria.
Oh my God, this is my friend from high school who I love, Eddie Kutu.
Hey, Eddie. Nice to meet you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Says Eddie. And Eddie, I wanted you to call in today. We did Facebook earlier, but I wanted you to call in because I wanted to, I'm going to have to come through Connecticut and see you. And you have a shop there. Tell us about your hair salon out in Connecticut. Tell us where it is and how we can find you.
We're in Wethersfield, Connecticut. It's Old Wethersfield, the first village settled in Connecticut. We're just outside of Hartford. And we just celebrated our 30th anniversary.
30 years?
For a long time.
Wow.
Wow. And it's called Blades, right?
That's correct. Blades Salon.
Okay, now, a reason that I wanted you to call in, let me just put Rizzo down here. The reason I wanted you to call in, Eddie, is because I also want to go back to, like, what Thanksgiving meant to me as a teenager, too. It was, like, always special because in high school, you and I were those kind of kids that were very active in high school. We were involved in everything, right? We were in shows. And you were a big marching band guy, right?
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah. So remember, those marching bands were amazing. And I think I even went with you to some competition or something. A bunch of us did.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, maybe me, your sister, and maybe Gene Simpson, Michael Bradman. A bunch of us went and followed you because you guys used to do all these great competitions. Right? Yeah, he was a big marching band guy.
What did you play?
What instrument did you play, Eddie?
I played the baritone.
Wow, okay. And he always had these really cool outfits and stuff. And to me, like, it's true. Thanksgiving, we would go, what we would do in high school, I don't know if you did this, French, but we would go to our high school game on Thanksgiving morning.
Yeah.
And we would sit in the bleachers, and with us it was Stoneham. That was at high school I went to. Stoneham always played Reading. Remember that?
Yes.
And then the marching band would march. It was a big to-do.
You know, the only other time I played any instrument other than piano was briefly I played trumpet.
Oh, really?
And I was in the marching band, and then I dropped out. But I remember once it became fall, and once it got close to Thanksgiving.
It was cold, right?
It was cold. You were in, the itchy uniform. You went to different games. You played. You marched. You had the formations. There was a whole culture to it. It was a whole scene. It was a whole thing, and actually, it was pretty great. I'm glad I did it.
Yeah, and Eddie, you stayed in it for a while, didn't you? Even after high school, when you were involved in some degree.
I did. I marched in drum and bugle corps, and I was in one of the top 12 drum corps in the country.
Yeah.
I was in the country for a couple of years, and it was a great experience. I loved it. But I wanted to share with you a funny Thanksgiving memory, Maria, that you probably don't know about.
Oh, probably don't remember because I was probably still drinking back then. But go ahead, Eddie. Go ahead. Tell me.
Well, we used to go to your house in Stoneham the Eve, Thanksgiving Eve, and your father taught me how to roast chestnuts.
Is that
Which
true?
I have done for Thanksgiving many years since then.
What a great That's great.
A great memory. I'm going to tell him he's going to love this. I'm going to have to show him this episode. My dad will love that. He showed you how to roast chestnuts?
He did. That was the first time I'd ever had them, and I love them.
Wow.
And he taught me how to do that.
Isn't that something? And he's a hairdresser, too. You know that, right?
I do. I remember that he was. Yeah, and your sister Carla.
Oh, of course. And my dad actually retired only 2 years ago. He's 81. My sister forced him. She's like, Dad, you're retiring. I'm throwing you a party. And that's what she did.
That's amazing.
Yeah, because he was just like, still going in, but he was tired. And she was like, you don't have to keep doing this. So, but he still cuts my hair. My dad's been the only hairdresser I've ever had my whole life. He still cuts my hair, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love it.
I know.
Love it.
Well, sweetheart, I'm going to swing by your shop one of these days and see you. I mean, I'll tell you ahead of time. I won't surprise you. It won't be like a drive-by or something. I'll let you know.
Well, we would love to welcome you. We would love that.
That would be great. We'll have to do a promo and stuff. And I'm also, I was saying before that I'm in the beauty business now myself. I went into, I'm selling Rodan and Field. So I'm on the other end of it, the skincare end of it now. And I'm loving it. It's really fun. So I'm going to be coming through because I'm going to Massachusetts and doing a bunch of different launches there. So On the way there, I will stop and at you shop and say hi. Maybe we can have some lunch and take some pictures and all that stuff.
Please do. I would love to see you. I'd love to see you.
Another fun fact that Eddie, I'm sure you remember this, but people might not know. Eddie and I were in the high school production of Fiddler on the Roof.
Oh,
Yes, Eddie was Tevye and I was Golda.
really?
That's right. My wife.
I was your wife, Eddie. I was your wife. For those whatever performances, it was me and you, baby.
So you sang "Do
Oh, God,
you
those are
love
fun.
me" or whatever
I
that's.
love you. Do I what? Yes. Do I what? Even then, I was dominating. But yes, and we sang "Sunrise, Sunset" and all those. Eddie, that's it. We stole that show, baby.
You got it, babe.
All right, I love you, honey. I'll come by, but I'll give you a heads up, okay?
I love
All
you.
right.
Happy Thanksgiving.
And give your sister Janine a big hug for me, okay?
You bet I will.
All right, bye, sweetheart.
Bye-bye.
Nice to talk to you, Eddie.
Stay here. Bye-bye.
Bye, Eddie. Eddie Kutu, my buddy from high school. What a sweet, sweet guy. And one of the things I love about Facebook is you stay in touch with people.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, you get to just watch where their lives have gone. It's like a story. I love stories and, where people started. And he was this great guy I went to high school with. We had so much fun. Always talking about positive. We're talking about grateful people. He was
Right.
one of those really always grateful people, easygoing. We never had one fight. He was always present and sweet. And today we were just like Facebook messaging. And I'm like, you know what? You have to call in. And so he did. So let me just check the time, how we're doing here.
Well, we've got about 11 minutes to go.
11 minutes to go. All right, so French, so what are you working on now? Because you are, I know you play piano a lot, but you also are an actor, right?
Yeah, well,
Did you start off as an actor?
I did, yeah. Yeah, I went to school. I went to Fordham at Lincoln Center. I was in the theater department. And I graduated, started auditioning, but I needed work, and I'd never played the piano for money before.
Isn't this crazy?
So I started playing the piano. I mean, I'd always played the piano, but I'd never done it as a kind of job. And
Right.
I did that. I would audition during the day, and then I started playing at night.
Yeah.
And then
And what was your first
the
job playing?
balance kind of shifted.
Was it Chez Josephine?
It was one of the early. It was kind of the first major one.
Come here, Rizzo. Rizzo loves Frenchie, so she's driving him crazy. So go ahead.
Well, I went in there. I knew of it. I'd walked by it, and I just had a feeling about that place, and I didn't know anything about the owner of the place. And I went in.
So you just walked in. There wasn't like a
Yeah.
not wanted sign or anything?
No. I just walked in.
And why did you pick it? Because I know you.
I just had a feeling.
Follow your
Something said to me, something happens for you in there.
Wow.
I don't know why. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And so I just went in, and they weren't looking, I don't think, and I met him. He was there. It was lunchtime, and they were just having a lunch between him and some of the employees. And he got up, and he grabbed me. He grabbed me by the arm very hard, and he started dragging me across the floor. And I said, "What do you
mean?"
And
to get rid of you?
I said, "No." I said, "I'm here to. I play the piano." And he just got up, and he grabbed my arm. And he was kind of deceptively strong, and he started pulling me
like
across.
your dad.
Yeah.
Just like Eve's. Eve's that's a great way to put it. Deceptively strong.
You wouldn't think.
No.
And then so he's pulling me across the room, and I said it was kind of odd to be just grabbed and dragged somewhere. So
As opposed to drop and roll.
Right.
Drag.
So I said, "What are you doing?" And he says, "You want me to bring the piano to you?"
Oh my God.
And so I said, "Well, no." And so we went over to the and I sat down, and he sat on the bench next to me.
Yeah.
And I took out some music, and he made me very nervous.
Of course.
And
if I had been dragged and dropped, rolled, dragged, and whatever.
And I started playing, and he grabbed the music, and he chucked it across the room. He just threw the music. And he turned to me, and he
so dramatic.
and
right?
he literally threw it, and it almost hit some glasses, and I thought there was nobody else there. It was closed, so it was just, in this place, this darkened place. And so he said, he goes, it's ridiculous. You need the music like a child who needs the help to walk. You should be ashamed of yourself. It is ridiculous. And then he said, he says, there are hundreds, thousands like you who are sleeping under bridges, who are starving by the river, who are drug addicts.
Oh my
And
God.
what do they have better than you? Nothing.
Oh my God.
He goes, you must have something the others do not. He goes, you must walk across the tightrope without a net. And the audience wants to see you kill yourself. And when you get to the other side and you do not kill yourself, then the next morning they make you a great star.
No.
And that's what he said.
That's it.
That's verbatim. And I thought, I'm going to die.
And now, how did you think you would die? Maybe dragged,
Well, I don't know.
dragged across the, I don't know.
But
you made it across the
I'm
tightrope.
going to get chained to a radiator in the basement or something.
Oh my God.
No, he goes, you will call me in 2 weeks and you will have memorized many, many songs.
No.
That's what he said.
But did you?
No.
No.
Well,
hired
he
you
scared the
anyway.
hell out of me.
Of course.
No, then he called me.
He called you.
And he
Okay.
said, okay, darling, I need you, you must come. And I said, well, I didn't memorize lots of songs, I didn't do that. And he goes, it is fine, darling, you must come. So I went, and I brought a lot of music, and then he didn't let me use it for 6 hours.
What? That is torturous.
He didn't care.
He didn't care.
And
Wow.
then, yeah, and that's
What
how
an initiation
that's how I
to-
started playing gigs in New York City.
Wow. Well, you know what? It's a great story. It worked, and look at you now. Now,
Yeah.
listen, we're going to run out of time here, so I want you to you now.
That was
you
a
do
long story, I'm sorry.
No, I love that story. Are you kidding me? But I want to get all these stories in. So you play all the cabaret conventions, do you not?
Yeah.
You got
Well, I have for the last about 4 years or so.
Let me just stop you for a second. He got great reviews in the New York Times several times. He has had several one-man shows.
Mhm.
You have a CD. You're a great actor. You've been in several movies. But this, of all the things that you do,
Yeah.
what is something? And you travel
Mhm.
around the country, and you've been to London and Paris, and you've played there.
Mm-hmm.
Of all the things you do, which one do you still feel like you have a lot to learn? Like for me, it's teaching, believe it or not.
Oh, God.
Believe it or not, I still feel as a teacher, I have to really always, pay attention.
Yeah, no, I get that. I think I feel I need to learn at all of them, but the one that I want to learn the most about is the writing.
Is the writing. You're a great writer as well.
Are you
Are you still working on your book?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm writing it now. It's a collection of short, true stories about playing gigs, and like the story I just told you is in that book.
Oh
And
my God,
so,
that story is hysterical.
Yeah, I mean,
Why I call him Frenchie? Because he does these great French accents. Now you must tell the story quickly because we now, after Thanksgiving, day after Thanksgiving, we could start to segue into Christmas, of course. So now, Christmas at your house is a big to-do because Eve's, you and Eve's put up the tree.
we do. Well,
You must tell that story of the tree.
every year we've always there's the living room has a very high ceiling, and we always get a natural tree. And my father has always, my whole life, I remember it ever being any different, that he wants to get a natural tree. We go, he refuses to go until everybody is there. He won't get it alone. And then we go, we get the tree. It's about a 10 to 12 foot tree. So it's massive. And we bring it into the house, and we get it in the corner, and he declares that he is only going to put the lights on. He will not put the decorations on.
That's it. He declares it
The
every
lights,
year?
and then he sits down, and everybody else has to do the decoration.
Okay.
But he, every year, will grab the lights, and it's like the tree, he and the tree square off like gladiators in the arena.
Oh my God.
And he wears,
The tree has a life of its own.
he does.
Well, he assigns it a life of its own.
He's standing there, he's in his
And your dad is not a big man of stature.
no, he's kind
He's a
of,
strong man.
yeah, he is.
Very strong.
Yeah, he's kind of one of these barrel-chested Mediterranean guys.
Yes,
you know.
yes. And
And
very
so-
handsome, I might add. Very.
He has his admirers.
Oh, and listen, I believe it. I believe it. Very
But
good looking man.
so he grabs the lights, fistfuls of lights, and then he squares off with the tree, and he starts talking to the tree.
No.
Like it's his mortal enemy, like it came back from the year before.
What does he say? Like, give me an example.
He says, "I fix you ass. You mother, and you remember? Oh yeah. And he grabs fistfuls of like in fists of big strands of lights all around his hands, and he punches the lights into the tree. And he goes like it's just the lower half of his body is extending from the tree, and he just punches the lights into the different sections of the tree, and he gets cut up and he's bleeding, and the glasses are like this, and the sweater that gets snagged on the branches.
Like boxing with God.
And he backs away, and he says, "You think I will not?" And he like almost like bodily dives back into the tree.
Oh, does the tree ever punch him back?
1 year the tree fell on him.
No!
Well, it's a 12-foot tree.
So the tree was like, you know what? Back the hell up, shorty.
1 year the tree won.
1 year. Okay, so
now he wires it to the banister.
So the record for Eves in the tree is what, like 18-1?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
you're winning. He's still the undisputed. But that's a tradition.
The undisputed champ. Well, 1 year.
That's.
Oh, okay. Jimmy, how we doing? I think that's Jimmy trying to tell us.
We did 20 seconds.
20 seconds. Okay, so thank you, everybody. Come back next week. We're going to have Judy Jerome and her wonderful friends. They have a special series that they're working on, that they're filming and writing. And come back. We'll tell you about it. My guest, Eric Eves Garcia, I love you. You're one of my best friends.
I love you.
And Gregory Patterson, we love you. And thank you, Eddie Kuchu. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Have a wonderful holiday.
Liz.
Yes.
It's fine with